Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, we're in 2022. Can you believe it? I saw a post recently on, I think, Instagram, and it says that moment when you realize that 2022 is actually just 2022. Anyways, I hope this year is not a repeat of 2020. Okay, I really am excited for it. I'm looking forward to so many fun and exciting things, and I just have an expectation of this year just being really awesome. I have so many goals and plans that I want to accomplish, and so I'm very optimistic about it, and I hope you are the same. So today is Market Mondays. Every Mondays we're going to be talking about investing, how to invest, how to grow your wealth, how to build your wealth. And on Thursdays, we're going to be talking about issues relating to personal finance. So today, Market Monday, the first Market Monday of the year 2022. The question is this: what is the best investment to make this year? What is the best investment to make this year? So last year, the S&P 500 returned about 28.8%. To be precise, 28.79%. So the S&P 500 is at the top 500 companies in America. So this is like Facebook, Amazon, Google, Berkshire Hathaway, Tesla. They returned about 28.79%, which is very, very impressive. So if you bought at the beginning of the year and you held it all the way through, despite the volatility, it still did very, very well, almost 30% in a year. And the VTI, that's the Vanguard Total Stock Market, returned about 25.84%, which is still quite impressive. Like, that's the entire stock market. Like, that is really, really impressive. And lastly, my favorite, that's QQQ, the Nasdaq 100, returned 28.63%, just a little bit under the S&P 500. And I think that's just because of the value play in the S&P 500, with many of those sectors like the financials and energy sectors recovering last year. So that boosted the gains. That's what I believe anyway. So the question is, what should you invest in this year? Well, I personally think that the best investment you could make this year is actually in yourself. Before we talk about stocks, ETFs, funds, crypto, all those things, I think the best investment you should make in this year is to invest in yourself. Now, why is that? Well, if you invest in every other thing but you don't invest in yourself, the question is, how do you enjoy what you've invested in? And how do you even know what to invest in? It's your knowledge that you use to guide you in all your other investments. Okay? So it's what you know that helps you make good decisions. And also, let's take for example, if you don't invest in your health and your health suffers, it doesn't matter how much money you make, right? Your health suffers, so you can't really enjoy the wealth that you have. That's why the best investment you can make this year is actually in your health. So I'd like to encourage you to make the following 5 investments. The first one is to invest in your skills. What skills can you develop this year that will actually build on your strengths? Quite a lot of people focus on trying to build up their weaknesses and develop them, but I think it's much better to invest in your strengths because of the compounding effect. So that is, if you're already good at something, every additional effort gives you exponential returns. So, what strengths can you work on and improve this year? Some of those skills, they can be even taking an online course or something and this can actually even translate to a higher pay grade. You may be able to ask for more money from work, but it actually helps your mind as well and your knowledge base. By investing in your skills and developing yourself in your strengths, you actually, you're a far better person. You are more, knowledgeable, you're wiser, you're more efficient at your job, and that would, diffuse itself into other areas of your life. Now, the second one is actually to invest in your health. You see, health is wealth. And I used to be a health coach, so I know all about that, and I still coach people on health today. So health is wealth. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to enjoy that money. So I'd like to encourage you today, make sure this year you really invest your health. You eat very well, you rest very well, you exercise, you really pay attention to what you're putting in your body and how your body is functioning, because then you have a longer lifespan. You can enjoy the things that you've worked hard for. Number 3, invest in your financial future. If you don't already have a retirement plan, then now is when you need to build one. You need a solid financial plan to help you and your family, so that you guys can be safe and secure. You can have peace of mind and you're not worried about the future. You need to know where you want to be in a year's time, in 5 years, in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years financially. Now is when you should be deciding, okay, I'm going to open up a stock market account. If you don't already have one, a brokerage account or an investment account, now is when you should be deciding, okay, I need to check on my pension. What's happening with my pension? How much do I want in retirement? What's my mortgage doing? Where do I want to live? Which city do I want to work in? All these financial decisions, you really need to begin to have a very clear plan and invest solidly into them for this year, because it would impact your future drastically. Now, number 4, your relationships. You see, the people around you, there's a saying like, show me who you hang out with and I'll show you who you are becoming. See, the people you hang out with drastically impact your life. If you have a terrible relationship at home or with your friends, then life is not as fun. So you need to make sure that you have a good relationship with your partner if you're in a relationship, with your kids if you have kids, or with your friends if you're just single. Just make sure that if you've got people that last year you didn't get along with, just close that chapter, resolve issues with them and move on. Don't bring all the drama from last year in relationships into this year. Now is a fresh start. You can really work on your relationships. It will really help you. You see, there have been several studies that have shown the impact of living in a good relationship or having good relationships around you, how it can drastically impact your health. It also even impacts how much money you can make, because they say your net worth impacts your net worth. The people you hang around with would also impact how much money you make. So think about these things very, very importantly. It's very important that you invest in your relationships. Live in a healthy relationship at home, with your friends, with even your colleagues at work. Make sure that you're having a good relationship with them. You're spending lots of time with them. It's very important that you build a good relationship with them. And lastly, and this one may be a little bit cliche for some people, but I think it is very, very important. You really need to invest in your happiness. Now, what is happiness? Maybe we'll say, happiness is when you get a McDonald's meal. No, happiness is when you go paragliding or skydiving or you travel to a new country. Those things can make you happy, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a deep sense of satisfaction, a deep sense of gratitude and meaning of life. That is what you should invest in. What makes you light up? What ignites the spark within you? Those are the things you should invest in. For example, if you love to give back to people, if you love to volunteer to help other people, you should do that. If you love to, read books, get some books and read. If you're into faith and religion, invest in that. Find out more about it. Read more books to enlighten yourself. Learn about the universe, learn about the planets, learn about yourself, learn about life in general. The different things you can do to make sure that you have a well-balanced personality, a well-balanced psyche, that you're happy, you're content. For me, happiness is a combination of two things. Number 1, a deep sense of gratitude, which comes out of really understanding how blessed I truly am. And number 2, knowing that I make a difference. If I realize that, man, what I'm doing makes a difference, I see the impact of something I've done in somebody's life, that makes me truly happy. So those are the two areas that are very important for me to invest in, for my happiness. So what makes you happy? Find it out and really invest in it. See, we're only in this planet once, I think anyway. you know, but I know for sure I'm only going to come back as myself once, you know. So it's quite important that this one time you're here, you really make the most of it. So a quick recap: invest in skills that improve your strengths, invest in your health, invest in your financial future, invest in your relationships, and lastly, invest in your happiness. You do these things and you're certainly going to have an amazing year. So the best investment you can make is yourself. Don't neglect yourself. Invest in yourself. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. Have an amazing 2022 and come back here and watch the video I have for you on Thursday. Thank you and bye-bye.